right here.
Y'all gotta check this out, man.
Jayden Daniels. Now, JuJu's 19. Jayden's 24. It's when she like does the cute little like touch of the ear thing and smiles, and then wait for it later. It's like
Look at them choosing signals, TR.
Thanks.
realize that you can. Like JuJu, I'm not here.
Mama ain't let nobody in close to JD5.
Yeah, that's problematic. You know, when I first saw this, and you know, for the folks out there, that's JuJu Watkins, who was just in the NCAA tournament and tore ACL. So hopefully, you know, prayers are her for a speedy recovery, because she was having a phenomenal season, and she's actually been one of the brighter. I don't want to say brighter, but one of the popular players currently right now, because she has a Nike deal or NIL deal. And she's just kind of like been one of the more popular faces that's been out there when it comes to like promoting women's basketball and women's college basketball, because I don't think it's as hype as it was last year. But I mean, JuJu Watkins is carrying the torch though. But that was JuJu at a basketball game with Jalen or Jayden Daniels.
Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, Jayden Daniels. And his mom just, I mean, they look like they're having a good old time, you know, kissy faces and just laughing at each other. And then old mom shows up. Woof. I don't know about you, MC. I know she's a little bit more overbearing and she's his manager, but you worried about JuJu? JuJu, I feel like JuJu, she actually comes from the world where you got to keep everything together. You're an athlete. You got to be responsible for your body. You got to be, you got to have your money right. Even though Jayden is going to make way more money than her, but you got to have all those things ready to, I mean, you got to be more polished if you're going to be talking to like another athlete. I feel like it.
I'm looking at this from two different ways, right? First of all, let me start off by saying this, and I kind of hinted at this in the previous conversation. I grew up a mama's boy. That is my nickname to many people that know me personally. Like I've always felt this like deep, dope connection to my mom because she inspired me to do a lot of stuff, et cetera, right? She's a great mom. That being said, I get the mom's intentions, but she was dead wrong here for so many reasons, right? Number one,
Great blocker.
your son likes women. A woman is eventually going to catch his attention. And as far as the women that he's dealing with, this to me on the surface looks like a good deal. Unless she knows something that the public don't know. So I just put up JuJu's IG account. She ain't posted no thirst traps. It's all professional and classy, sophisticated.
It's a very clean image.
She's going to get the bag. She's the one that's up next in the WNBA. I think you just mentioned she's the best lucrative shoe deal a woman has ever gotten. JuJu. So, and she's in these State Farm. She got her own bag. So she ain't got to necessarily go after and he's having a great time with the Commanders too. He definitely looks like he's up next. But to me, this Commanders, Redskins, nobody cares about that, but people who easily get triggered. Same thing, right? We can call them the Redskins, I don't care. But this is, and the most obvious thing, we men, this is an attractive woman.
Yeah, JuJu.
Yeah, like, I don't know what, I think.
That's why they keep pushing it out there.
Maybe that clip I just posted, TR, if you want to bring that up, might explain what Jayden Daniels' mom's mentality was, but in terms of the decisions that Jayden is making, this is a pretty good decision. Take that mute off.
You're the most.
Hey, is it me or does his mom look kind of like JuJu?
That is a crazy observation because you are 1,000% right.
They kind of look like they could be mother and daughter.
It's funny because there's been a theory out for years that most men who have strong relationships with their mom tend to pick women who at least have some similarities with their mom. The Oedipus theory. That's been a theory out there for a while.
Man. Whew.
Girls. Them girls. Some girl out here. She's got Jayden Daniels' wall. And her mama said, hey, honey, you're going to be the one who's going to go get him. And I know that sounds crazy, but I guarantee there's someone out there who's trying to get their hooks into Jayden Daniels. So thank God he got a mama like me, because it ain't happening.
I bet she did say something like that.
So she being so
Oh, that's so
I posted
funny.
that clip to say she's being a mama bear. She's a
Man,
mama bear. But how old is Jayden?
she's stepping over the line. She's stepping over the line because I forgot about that clip. She's stepping way over the line though, because it's one thing like I know some women are gonna be out there and they're gonna like, pray after a lot of these men. I get all of that. But for her to think that she's going to be the one to stop these women, like, what are you going to do? You're going to go on every single trip, every game that they have. What are you going to do? You can't be around him 24/7, and it almost feels like, dare I say, son husband syndrome though, because she shouldn't like if he go into the game with JuJu, then they can go to the game. Like, what do you think is going to happen on national TV or a nationally televised game? What does she think is going to happen? Like, you can do it from afar, but this is ridiculous. This is over the line, actually. And he thinks it's all funny. See, when a mother does this, I typically see, I don't know if white moms do this. I typically see black moms doing this the most, actually. So correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But it's praise. It's like, oh, that's so funny. Yeah, hey, mom already know how to look out. Well, imagine if the dad did all that stuff. Imagine if the dad had sat between those two. It would look really kind of weird if the dad did some stuff like that. Like, hey, is dad trying to move in or something on his chick though? Like, this is ridiculous. They're giving this woman way too much of a pass. And I'm trying to be respectful as much as I can though, but this is very son husbandy.
Man, I'm so glad you said that because I was just about to say, I hope this ain't a son husband situation. I'm inclined to think that it's not, only because she's like she set the path for him. He's constantly talked about how he told his mom he wanted to do this, and she said, "Okay, here's how we want to execute this plan." So it's not like she was just mooching off of his resources and getting husband benefits from her son. She's his manager. She was initiating the conversations and negotiating his contracts, and choosing the schools for the proper reasons. So in most son husband situations, the mother contributes nothing, and the son is the one that's giving everything up. I don't see that here. That being said, I wonder, because we just talked about how attractive his mama is. I don't see anything anywhere said that she's married. So is she gonna keep that same energy when it's time for her to start dating? Because she's talking about him staying focused.
Yeah, that's a very good point though, because whenever the mom wants to like kind of do her thing and is a very protective son, that son gets ridiculed. That son's like, hey, let your mom do her thing. Get out of the way. Like, it reminds me of the whole baby boy situation. Like when I forget the dude name that showed up though, but that's just one of those things that you try to protect a woman, you're gonna get ridiculed or you're gonna get backlash. But if a mom tries to protect her husband from other women, especially JuJu Watkins, I would understand if that was Brittany Renner. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the right move. But come on, JuJu has a very clean, very polished, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this. I know I'm gonna get a backlash for this. I didn't know if JuJu was on the I didn't know what team she was on, honestly, straight up.
I mean, that's a fair assessment for a lot of basketball players, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, sometimes it's I mean,
you can never assume. You
like
can never
with Angel
assume.
Reese, I know, but I'm gonna say Angel Reese. Like Angel Reese, okay, I can tell what team she was on. CC, I wasn't sure, and I don't even care what sometimes with these teams, these women's teams are who team they're on. But I'm just gonna say, and CC is she's hetero, but when it comes to like JuJu, I mean, I just didn't know, and I was like wondering like because. That's a big deal when it comes to WNBA because you had Caitlin Clark playing on a team or who had a teammate who was dating one of her rivals. You can't tell me that there was that was a conflict of interest. And the NBA or not the NBA, but the WNBA, they just allow it's like it's no big deal. I think they need to remove that rule because you cannot have rivals like just frolicking with each other and not have that be an issue to come up though, especially when it came to Caitlin Clark though. Like that was like a huge red flag, but apparently they don't think it's a big deal.
Posted an IG link for you to for the viewing pleasure of the audience to enjoy. By the way, but the answer to this honestly is no matter what Jayden's mom did, it would have been the wrong answer. He's 25.
Yeah.
You're a man now, dude. You got to make your own decisions. You saw something in her, and she was throwing it back. Whatever you was throwing at her, she was throwing it right back. She was putting out some choosing signals. You might have want to go ahead and pursue that. I don't see any risk in it. Your mama can't be in your business. She can't be in that portion of your business. She can help you negotiate your contracts, tell you to take your practice seriously and all that stuff, but she can't do what a potential wife or girlfriend can do. She can't do all of that stuff, mainly because it's illegal in a lot of states, but there's other benefits that she can't provide that if he chooses the proper woman, he can get. And he got to stand on his own to be a man and make a decision. You're going to have to stand up to mama at some point, sir.
So I didn't know, because she's the, when we hear about Rich Paul, what LeBron James did for Rich Paul, I think he met him, like he was selling shirts or something or jerseys or whatever. And, he was, friendship was blossomed from that business relationship. And LeBron James got him, education, had him tutor or study under, LeBron James's first sports agent. And it wasn't like just like 1 year or 2 years. I think it took like maybe 5 years or, however long it took though. But I mean, that was like a great situation where you don't have any experience, and LeBron James, got you the education. And we really don't have we don't hear a lot of stories like that. But I was just looking up, so his mom's name is Regina Jackson, so they have different last names, but whatever. She has a strong educational background that supports her role as a certified NFL agent. She holds both an MBA with a concentration in entrepreneurship and a master's degree in public services administration. This reminds me of the who was it? Oh boy, on the Ravens, quarterback. He had his mom do his deals.
Lamar Jackson?
Oh, I'm forgetting. Lamar Jackson. Yeah, there we go. So Lamar Jackson, I can't remember how that deal turned out though, but I think he was threatening to sit out though. So it's weird that we're seeing moms take a role in their sons' contract negotiations when they've never had any education with something like that. Like you can't just because you got a master's degree or any type of degree that you can start being a sports agent. If that was the case, then why aren't some of these other people doing it? It's because your son is who he is. And, I just thought that was really weird, but let me pull up this picture here real quick, just to kind of show the awkwardness with these, with Jayden Daniels and JuJu. Like, you can't tell me this man is happy. Look at this. Look at JuJu. She's like, man, why am I with this guy? Or this is the guy I wanted to clap cheeks with? Like, will clap my cheeks? No. Look at Jayden Daniels is like, man, they got me in 4K on this.
Do you know, I suspect a lot of these moms, they know that if a marriage, let's say theoretically, this could have potentially been a future marriage. That, by definition, means that wife becomes number one and everybody else becomes number two.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. You're right. Yep.
And if it's done properly, then from the woman's side, the husband is number one and everybody else is number two. So mama could be like, oh, is she coming for my spot? Is she going to be?
Yeah, she's definitely coming for your spot.
Man. Yeah, this one's tough.
Get out
man.
the way.
If he was younger, I'd understand it.
This ain't tough. This ain't tough. Like, does this look like a man that's happy in this situation? Does this look like JuJu is happy in this situation?
Well, now it's time to stand up. We just talked about masculinity being uncomfortable. Now it's time to have an uncomfortable conversation. Mom, I need you to fall back.
He's gonna have to fire his mom. And the crazy thing is, so I just noticed these people behind them are wearing JuJu Watkins apparel. Like, she's definitely, I mean, again, JuJu Watkins has definitely been killing it this year, and hopefully she'll be able to, get back on track for next year. But she's definitely very popular, right? And more people recognize Juju than they do, Daniels. But at some point, he had just had his first year though. But I shouldn't even know who his mom is. I shouldn't even know what she looks like. She shouldn't be in the vicinity of some of these things. She shouldn't be going viral. This is the same thing that happened to Eli Apple and his mom, and look how that turned out. Now it's alleged that his mom may have been getting clapped by some of the players on the team. So people don't want to have that conversation about their moms becoming part of the sport. Matter of fact, LeBron James had to deal with this stuff when his mom wanted to like be a little more known. No, ESPN and all these these sports media, they think it's a fun thing, they think it's a cool thing, they think it's like, yeah, let's start bringing the mom on. No, you stay in the background and do all the paperwork and make sure your son maximizes his contract potential. And it's not like she even had to negotiate. They have to do those not max contracts, but whatever the contracts are, the rookie contracts, when they first get into the league. All she had to do was just say, okay, this is a good deal. You can't negotiate the first deal anyways.
Man, I'm trying to put myself in this situation and think about how I would react. But there's just so much going on here, man. Like, he gonna have to stand up to his mom. Like you just said, look, just go negotiate the deals. Do the right thing by my money. Don't take anything you ain't got no business taking. But I got this part of it. So why don't you go on ahead and switch seats with me? Because I'm about to slide over here and see what's popping right here. Because this is where it's at. And she gonna have to just deal with that.
Hey, you know what's
Kyrie
funny?
Irving's mom is his agent, by the way. I just looked that up. I was looking up athletes whose parents were their agents.
See, I don't know what his mom looks like. Don't even know what his mom looks like. Yeah, see, yeah. So sports agent, she couldn't wait to put that. You know what she see? Oh, actually, she might be getting married. Is she married?
I'm not aware.
Maybe we got step. Maybe we got step. Well, she got a ring up there. But look at this. She's doing way too much. If you're going to be the sports agent, you should be invisible. Like Drew Rosenhaus, I barely know what that guy looks like. He's one of the best sports agents in the business.
But you got to think, TR, she's marketing. If she is single, she's marketing herself too. She might get some high value man, as Kevin Samuels will say, that might want to pull up and see what's up.
He's look at this. This is ridiculous. She should have went 0 dark 30 and minimized or privated her IG. And now you got everyone in here just say, you know what though? This is what you get, Jayden Daniels. This is exactly what you get. Y'all thought it was cute, y'all thought it was fun, and now you got JuJu Watkins thinking you are less than a man. See, this is why some men think like, hey, I think Jayden Daniels might be weak, because ain't no man, if a woman sees that your mom carries more favor with you than she does, she ain't gonna look at you like a masculine man. She'll be like, oh man, this dude weak.
Damn, I can't unsee what you just said. She just a little bit kind of looks like JuJu. They kind of just a little bit.
Yep.
I can't unsee it now.
Yep. And you know the crazy thing is, JuJu has been having a phenomenal public persona. This is the only hiccup in that, and it's not really a hiccup, but this is prior. I mean, like I said, she just tore ACL, but prior to that, this is what was trending. She was having a great tournament play, and nobody was. I mean, people were talking about it though, but they were also talking about the whole Jayden Daniels thing. So,
and for her to be only 19 and to manage her PR the way that she has, like, at the very least, Mom, you got to do some vetting before you shut stuff down. Like, I think this might have been a pretty good opportunity if you would have just let it happen organically.
Yeah, and JuJu, that's the other thing too. This is what I think people wanted for Angel Reese. They wanted her to have like a clean image, not be so. There's going to be a certain crowd that loves that ratchet attitude, and there's going to be the JuJu Watkins fans, because I can't find anybody that had anything bad to say about JuJu Watkins. Like, people truly, they think she's a phenomenal basketball player, and she hasn't said anything crazy or reckless. And keep your politics to yourself. Like, as long as you do stuff like that, you don't try to rock the boat. Yeah, you're always going to win. And she's showing some femininity as well too. I mean, last time I checked, femininity checks a lot of boxes for a lot of men, and it's very marketable as well too. But not to say that Angel Reese has not been marketable, but I think she's made things a little bit tougher for herself, and she has like kind of a kind of an image that she has to hold up to. She kind of reminds me like the whole Jasmine Crockett. I think that's just I think that's an act. So, whether she has to, live up, whether she'll be able to live up to it or not, time will tell though. But JuJu, she gets to be herself, just gets to have fun, just get to go out and just, play basketball and not have to worry, have a care in the world, except for this whole, Mrs. Daniels or Mrs. Jackson, I guess, versus JuJu Watkins. That's ridiculous. Her name should never be tied to something like this, especially if you're trying to keep a spotless image so you can open up more doors down the road.
Here's something else that, here's another reason why I'm pro JuJu in this instance. And some people might get pissed when I say this, but this has to mean something. Her parents are still together. I know a lot of people are going to feel some type of way when I say that, and I'm not saying just because you came from a divorced household, you're a bad person. I came from a divorced household. But more than likely, if her parents are still together, she has seen what a highly functional and thriving male-female dynamic looks like, which is a very big deal, especially in the Black community. Like, you got to think about stuff like this. The chances of her being more family-oriented are exponentially higher. Now, she might not be, but I'm saying the chances of her being family-oriented are very high because her parents were still together and going strong. At least from these images.
Definitely helps. Yeah. All right. I guess we'll get to the next topic. Last topic.